Ladies and gentlemen, this is a massive breaking news. Donald Trump is calling for the military and Pete Hegseth to move in, arrest traitors, court-martial them, and do what the military says, and that is get rid of the bad actors. Smash that thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment. Where are you tuning in from today? We're going right into this story. This is huge. Breaking. President Trump suggests Pete Hegseth using military courts to investigate Democrats who called for military sedition and coup. Quote, that was a traitorous statement. I know they're looking into it militarily. We all know it was. This is what Trump was talking about.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris Deluzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
You're all
Former
traitors.
Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
Who take risks each day.
To keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals
Against American citizens.
like us. You all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad.
But from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal order.
Listen to that.
you can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or
So they are telling the military to refuse President Donald Trump's orders, legal orders, as the commander-in-chief. Well, Donald Trump called into the Brian Kilmeade show and listened to what he had to say.
You get the spirit of it. Your reaction was pretty direct. This is really bad and dangerous to our country. The words cannot be allowed to stand. Seditious behavior from traitors, and you want to say punishable by death. So people thought that you were saying death to those politicians. What were you saying?
Well, if you look at sedition, if you look at that type of, it's a very strong form of being a traitor. It's a terrible thing to say. I must tell you, I heard it, and I thought it was some kind of a comedy situation. I thought it was some kind of a skit, and because I couldn't believe that they'd say it. And I watched Democrat congressmen and one Democrat senator yesterday on one of the shows. Didn't even want to discuss it. They said, whoa, don't get me into that one. They don't want to get into it. That is a really serious charge. I'll tell you what they said is, and it was, I mean, I don't know about the modern day things because, modern day is a lot softer. But in the old days, if you said a thing like that, that was punishable by death.
Yeah, but you're not threatening them. A lot of people are interpreting there's a threat and there's security.
Well, I'm not threatening them, but I think they're in serious trouble. I would say they're in serious trouble. I'm not threatening death, but I think they're in serious trouble. In the old days, it was death.
Do you worry, Mr. President?
Seditious behavior.
Do you worry?
That was a big deal.
Do you worry
Today, nothing's a big deal. Today's a different world. Okay, it's a softer, it's a meeker, milder world. But I will say this: I think what they did is really bad. The hatred is pretty strong. But what they say, essentially, don't follow the orders of the President of the United States.
So
to the military.
Do you worry that some of your guys are going to say no?
Young privates and young corporals and young sergeants, and they're not scholars.
Now, Trump just goes on to he keeps on talking like if this was the old day, they would be treated as traitors for treason. Now, what has Pete Hegseth done? Well, there is a full-blown military investigation into them also. They are thinking of dragging them before a court-martial to question them because it is illegal. Now, if a regular citizen went up to the United States military and said, don't listen to the commander-in-chief, he'd go to jail. These are elected representatives who have a voice, who have a reputation. Imagine if Trump or any Republican congressman or woman under the Joe Biden satanic regime would come out and say something like that. Oh, they would have already been in jail. My biggest problem with a lot of people in Trump's administration is they're too soft. They're not as tough as President Trump. They need to toughen up. Pam Bondi needs to indict more criminals that are sitting in Congress. Kash Patel needs to investigate more of these people, bring them into questioning, and Pete Hegseth needs to court-martial all of these people. They need to give an account for what they are doing. They're not the commander-in-chief. President Trump is. Ladies and gentlemen, the military is going to do their job while Trump is in that amazing Oval Office. And we can confirm that they are being investigated by the military as we speak. God bless you. I love you. I'll see you.